so they asked us to begin packing up our stuff. Evidently, I was not moving quickly enough for them to like, and and at which point I was given a countdown. I was told I had 45 seconds, 30 seconds to pack up all of my stuff and leave. I was then basically he then arrested me. It was just a terrible experience. And the worst part was he slammed my head against the glass purposefully on the way out of the McDonald's, and then sarcastically apologized for it.
That was reporter Ryan J. Riley from the Huffington Post speaking to Chris Hayes just a few minutes ago. Mr. Riley was arrested and released tonight, along with Washington Post reporter Wesley Lowery, who we just spoke to on this program. They were both sort of manhandled a bit while arrested. Neither one of them said they were hurt, but neither of them was seeking to get arrested. Neither one of them was protesting. They were both arrested while covering the protest tonight in Ferguson, Missouri. Joining us now is Liz Brown. She's an attorney and a columnist for the St. Louis American. Ms. Brown, thanks very much for being with us. I appreciate your time tonight.
Thank you, Rachel.
So the police in Ferguson today asked for protests to only happen during daylight. From the outside, it doesn't seem like the temperature is dropping, that the authorities are really diffusing anything. What's your sense of how things are right now?
My sense is that, well, if we start with talking about just that direction that protesters are not supposed to assemble after dark, it's kind of baffling. It is a direction that I think that will lead to more problems, and it's baffling because how do the police officers explain themselves in terms of what, you can't do your job at night, police officers can't work at night? And then if you put it in a historical context, this is an area, this is a part of the country that at one time had places called sundown towns. And what sundown towns were is a place where African Americans could not be after sundown. So there's a historical context to this and a illogical anti-constitution component to this as well. We have a right to free assembly. So all of these actions together, all of these components together can only lead to more problems with people and the police.
Where do you think this goes? Where do you think this ends? Obviously, we're going to have some developments in the case. There will have to be a decision by the prosecuting attorney at the county level about whether or not there are going to be charges brought in the killing of this young man. There's probably going to be more information released of some kind about the actual incident. We will probably hear more from eyewitnesses and more of the police side in terms of what they say happened at this event. That stuff will happen at a factual basis. That stuff will trickle out. But what do you think is going to happen in the community and between the police, particularly when we see these continuing 4 days of standoffs now between people in the street and cops in armored vehicles?
Well, when the police continue to give directions that leave people no option, I think that there's going to be continued problems within the community. We have, the possibility of the making certain that someone is going to be indicted on this. People are looking for that, and they're looking to the county prosecuting attorney's office. The challenge with the county prosecuting attorney's office from the community's perspective is the county's prosecuting attorney's office needs to be examined the same way that the Ferguson Police Department was. The Ferguson Police Department has 53 police officers, 3 African American. The county prosecuting attorney's office also reflects similar numbers. So what faith or what faith can the community have in a determination coming from the prosecuting attorney's office that there will be a fair examination and a factual examination and an honest examination of what happened with the killing of Mike Brown?
Are there issues beyond specifically the numerical diversity in the prosecutor's office that have led to concerns in the community about whether or not this prosecutor can be counted on to bring justice in such a racially charged case like this?
Well, from my own experience, like you said, I'm an attorney, and one of the first jobs that I applied for was prosecuting attorney in the county prosecuting attorney's office. And when I applied, they were interested in me and they wanted to hire me, but they said to me, now Liz, if we give you this job, you have to understand that you may hear people using the N-word. Are you okay with that? So wow. That gives you kind of the sense of the atmosphere of that office. So can we have faith in that? It remains to be seen. And you also can look at the history of the prosecuting attorney's office in terms of the African Americans that they allow to serve on the jury. This office under Buzz Westfall, under Bob McCullough, has been challenged legally again and again with the strikes that they use to keep African Americans from serving on the jury in order that the prosecuting attorney gets a conviction. That's their practice. That's what Buzz Westfall taught Bob McCullough and that office. So what can we expect? I think it's problematic.
Liz Brown, columnist for the St. Louis American, providing some very disturbing and helpful context and understanding this. Thanks very much for being with us. It's nice to have you here.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right,
Thank
lots
you.
ahead. Lots ahead tonight. Stay with us.